this panel is particularly to discuss what are the needs and challenges, what is that we need to do in terms of creating awareness and the need for driving 80 is not as a choice, not as a luxury, but as a choice which you can pick. Ma'am, I'll start with you. Looking at the growth Elimco has had it in last 5 years in terms of just sheer numbers of, in terms of financial numbers, and also the kind of demand that has come to Elimco, to you and the EDIP scheme and awareness of it. If you could just throw some light on this.
Thank you, Arman. Yes, as before we get into the real question, assistive technology is not about just providing modern equipments, aids, but it is also about, like you mentioned, dignity, empowerment. It is about feeling included. And I think that is the core of what DPWD and the ADIP scheme is. We have, with Elimco's help, right from 1981, been providing aids and appliances to people with disabilities across the country. And I think using assistive technology, not just through aids and appliances, but as a means to reach out to a larger population, create awareness, give them a voice to tell us what they think about what needs more to be done, is what this area is all about.
Right. Thank you so much, ma'am. I'll come to Dr. Ravinder Singh ji. Ma'am, talk about the need and how critical this area is. So what is the importance of research, trying to understand AT and adopting which AT, and then we will talk about NLIP also, since ICMR has worked on it. I think if you could throw some light, what is the role of research and ICMR is playing in identification of such AT and adopting it?
Let me give you an idea of what the research can do. Earlier there has been efforts through NSSO, through sensors and through other means to collect the data on disability. And Washington group had actually 6 questions which they did a lot of research and found out that if we can ask these 6 questions and we can get a lot of information. Based on that, WHO made a tool called RATA, that Rapid Assistive Technology Assessment Survey tool. And that tool has been used by more than around 50 countries now. And in India, ICMR took that lead, and we are now almost 160,000 data, because it has been designed in a way that we are covering all the 6 regions of India and 25 centers. That means almost 25 states. So it would be one of the best data, because we have been involving WHO also is overseeing it. They are going to the field. So the data is a very important part of provisioning of any services. That which part of country would require what kind of services, what kind of product. Similarly, another research which we did was to dig out the data of what are the assistive technology available in the world. So that was actually done based on the WHO APL list, and now there are 9 countries which have developed that kind of list. And it's a basic need. We did not, we were thinking that we not go into the advanced kind of technology, because the government will start with only the products which are affordable, which are available, which can be easily given to the people who need most, and impact is also huge. So research has a very important role to, come out with what is required, how it will be given, what would be the, and also for the manufacturing sector to what kind of product they should start manufacturing, what are the needs. So all these things are has been done, and already they are in public domain, and if somebody would like to have look at all of them, we are available for any of the audiences or anybody who want to.
I have the list right in my hand right now. So I see there's a list of 21
group of products. It's a group of products.
Yeah, group of products.
Yeah,
yes.
We kept it very.
It's very
broad.
interesting, and go to Mr. Praveen Kumar. I think you have a lot of thoughts on both the points that's come, because you are the man on the ground, I would say, and someone who creates a Guinness Book of World Record in distribution of aids and appliances, if I am not wrong.
Yeah, nine.
Nine, yes.
Guinness, yeah.
But also, I will be also a little critical. I think you must be used to being critiqued all the time. Yeah, so I'll be a little critical as well. I also with one of your colleagues, we were there with Empower and we're talking about assistive device. And, when you see a corporation like Alimco doing so well year on year, it gives you hope. Ki sab kuch theek hai, okay. Then I looked at again census of 2011. I said, okay, 2 crore log. Then I said, what is the number of beneficiaries that Alimco has? So the answer was around 3 to 4 lakh honge, or something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong, because it was very on the stage discussion. Then I said, ki if not even 10%, then there's so much that is need to be done. And I am saying this in particularly because Sumit and Varun is here. I hope both of you are listening. If you look at the data on census of 2011, and then you look at the Alimco's data of the number of beneficiaries, it's not they only make a wheelchair or a crutch. It's like various devices are there, and they have in very good collaborations with various manufacturers. And they're not distribution, by the way. Those who don't know, they also manufacture and distribute to the last mile across the country. And I think Mr. Praveen Kumar is one of the busiest men in the sector, if not otherwise. Very difficult to find his time, and glad that you're making it here, sir. Right. So I just throw some light on this.
Yeah. Thanks, Arman. Let me start from awareness. See, this awareness is an integral part of Alimco. Because whenever we start doing the assessment, it starts from awareness. Because awareness is the key. Without awareness, nobody will come for assessment. And this we are doing in collaboration with the state government, district administration, NGOs, and whosoever we can collaborate with to bring the people, to create awareness. Apart from this newspaper and other means of publicity, that's separate. But the whole idea is awareness will generate need. That's the second point. And there we comes in picture. People coming, we assess, then it is distributed. Now, if you look at the data of last 11 years, almost 3.4 million people we have touched. 3.4, 34 lakh. मैंने कहा बहुत बड़ा number है, considering the kind of gap we have in the 2011 census की भी अगर हम बात करें 2.68 crores, and this 34 lakhs is nothing. So there is lot much to be done. One of the biggest challenge in this sector, and particularly when we talk of bridging the gap, is the fund availability in this sector. Because there are many startups who are interested, but they say कि यार हम बेचेंगे कहाँ? Where we will go? Who is going to take? Because most of our beneficiary, they are out of their pocket. They have to get the items free of cost. Either the central government, state government, or the CSR funds. CSR can play a very bigger role. When Arman was talking about our turnover, 745, so 100 crore is the CSR. Because central government has a limitation of serving the entire country and disability. We need a lot of fund there. State governments, they are doing it in bits and pieces. Not all state governments are on the same platform. Some are very active, some are proactive, some are hyperactive, and some are actually dormant. They are not doing at all. So that has to be a congruence all along the country. If really people are interested in bridging the gap, everybody has to pull out with combined effort. Otherwise, this will only be discussed and nothing is going to happen.
Slightly, I will just disrupt your thoughts also. Whatever investment you're saying it's less, it's not even, tip of the iceberg, if I can say so. But that also is kind of, I think people negate it, they disapprove because you don't have a choice sometimes. Like if I want to take an example of a wheelchair, it's one size fit all. It doesn't get customized at at Alimco. Today, if you want to buy a mobile phone, you want to buy a shirt from Amazon, there is an EMI option available. And there, but when you want to buy an affordability की बात कर रहा हूँ मैं, मतलब आप free of cost is something, is a mentality that in people like me who are disabled think कि सब जगह free है, entry free है. Why do we use a white cane and not a danda just and go anywhere? You know, there are issues of its uses and functionality, and there are different kinds. So just coming to that, you know, so many, you know, people with disability being reached out. Where is the agency of people with disability in that? What is the way forward? What is that we need to do? Where do you think is the pain point?
Very rightly pointed out. See, when we look at the evolution of Alimco since almost more than 50 years old company, earlier what we used to see here, whatever product we have to make, it has to be in the limit of the IDP or something. But now as Alimco, we are open. And we invite any startup, we don't mind. If your product is 1 lakh rupees, 1,50,000, but if it serves the purpose of the disabled person, we welcome. Next, how he is going to pay? If he can pay, no problem. If he cannot pay, then we'll bring in the CSR and other funds so that we give the right and appropriate state-of-the-art product to the person. It's like going towards the choice thing. Earlier it was like, ये दे दिया wheelchair, आप समझो दे दिया मतलब this.
मैंने उस दिन देखा you're coming out with sports wheelchair.
That's why I'm saying. See,
तो मैंने कोलिक को कहा कि मुझे भी लेना है एक ही है. तो उन्होंने कहा ठीक है आप जब लीजिएगा आपका वीडियो बना लेंगे. That's good to see. Yeah.
But it takes time for the entire thing, mindset and everything to change. As an organization, we are evolving still. But I am hopeful the way we are thinking and with the kind support of ministry and the Agrawal sir ka jo vision hai, I think you will see more tangible changes in the years to come.
बिल्कुल.
Yeah.
That brings me to Sumit. बगल में बैठे हैं सुन रहे हैं and they're quite invested in disability as emphasis and they have been with us for at least 15 years. Started the association with, you know, Universal Design Award. So this concept of doing accessibility and universal design and assistive technology. Today we are setting up an assistive technology hub. We are giving seed money to startups, about 25 of them that NCPEDP supports through them.
I think I'll pick from where Praveen said that this whole area is a long-term investment, and at Emphasis also we've been invested almost for 2 decades with NCPEDP, and a funder is as good as the partner is, and most of you would agree, right? What I feel, awareness is such a key element to it, which is why we do an annual awards on universal design and accessibility with NCPEDP. In my knowledge, I've come across a lot of service providers don't know the kind of solution that they need to give it to a person with disability. At Emphasis, we are very clear. We have only 2 thematic areas that we support. So anything where technology plays a crucial role in improving the overall quality of an individual, whether a regular person or person with disability, that spectrum we really value and we want to stay invested in for the long run. And for us, assistive technology, I was the hub that Arman spoke about. I was speaking to one of the grantees, and he said something very unique, and that should challenge you. He's saying that yes, there is Alimco there, but we want the first 80 unicorn to come from India, and that was very bold, as a startup. Yeah, and I think we need, many more Alimcos out there.
We take the challenge and we want 100 Alimcos in India. That should be then only we will be doing something for the country.
Absolutely, and this actually calls for a clap because it comes from Alimco. It comes from people who are wanting to put their money where their heart is. For me, working in this space of inclusion of people with disability, it's more than developmental, it's fundamental. And here the issue is scale. Here the issue is not innovation. Here the issue is not finding solution, because there's enough research done, sir. The list tells you that there is 21, the NE is already putting out there. The ministry is doing enough out there. I think the challenge remains is the scale here. And I think as a company, we stay true to that, vision to say that fundamentally we need to make it absolutely equal and as accessible and as affordable as possible through the work that we are doing.
Thank you so much, Sumit. I hope you know that we are recording all this. Yeah. Great. Thank you so much. I think this gives a shot in the arm, actually. Varun, no questions to you. Just your first initial reaction.
So first I'll just set context. I did indeed start 91 Springboard, and that's been a good success. But the last 5 years been working on something called Build 3. It's basically an ecosystem, a platform for entrepreneurs to build startups with purpose and profit. What do we provide? Capability, community, so your networks, and some capital to make this happen. Now we'd set off working with entrepreneurs we know and understand, because who I represent is who I connect with. But over the last 6 months, we've had the privilege of meeting entrepreneurs like Mr. Madhav Negi. He joined us 3 months ago and introduced us to entrepreneurship and the outputs that could be produced for the visually impaired. Another lady joined us in our previous cohort. Her name is Shomita, and she's from Calcutta. And over the last 5 years, from being fully able to developing muscular degenerative disease, is now facing challenges and is creating solutions for herself and people like herself. So as a platform that is enabling entrepreneurs, I think the solutions have to come from people who understand the problem. And up till this point, I'll be very honest, I've been ignorant. And I'm being trained, taught, and updated by folks like Madhav Negi, by Shomita, who are teaching me what are the needs of this audience, and we are playing the only role we know, which is teaching entrepreneur as a process, as a set of frameworks, as a journey, because we've seen that hundreds of times before. Connecting with people, because this journey doesn't work as a solo. This is all about communities. So finding investors, mentors, vendors, co-founders, all of those, creating that ecosystem to enable that journey. And then some financial fuel, which many of us here are providing. We're also enabling that both directly and through partners. That's the journey Build 3 is going on. And we're loving working with folks who are from the community, who understand the problem, just being a little bit of wind in their sails.
Right. Thank you. I think, Dr. Saab, I'll come to you, and you coming from a research-led organization. Do you think there is a need of a course correction, that how we look at AT in India?
I think you have touched a very, very important and sensitive area and very close to my heart. There was a taboo on discussion on disability in health sector. Nobody wanted to talk. They said, whenever I went to Ministry of Health, and they said, disability? Why are you there? Why are you talking about it? It is Ministry of Social Justice, Empowerment, DEPWD area. Why are you touching it? So the course correction was, I said, listen, assistive technology is not for person with disability. It is for all of us. All of us, I'll say. Because 30% at any given point of time, more than 35% who need assistive technologies, and rather everybody, we cannot go to office and sit without a chair, which is assistive technology. We have seen through through school health programs that the spectacles were distributed to the children, but they are not using it. Why? Because it was not suiting their requirement needs. And also the choice of color and design. Children, they need the best design, best, product. They will not use it. They have kept 2, 3, 4 spectacle at their home, which was given during this, camps, but they are not using it. So, what is the solution then? Solution is, when a person who need it goes to a particular place, like now the sustainable provision of through PMDKs and through health system, and first assessed, fitted, then reviewed and followed up, and also feedback is taken from that person who is using it, that yes, he is using it, he is getting benefited, and impact of that product is there. So lot of, you have touched a very sensitive area, and I can speak till evening on this topic, but I'll stop it here.
Sir, thank you so much. But I still think, that the reality, and very unfortunately, is that disabled people are not aware about it. They don't know that we're talking like this. They don't know what is our vision. They don't know that there is something called NLIP. And this breaks my heart. This is very, and all of you would be with me on this. Is there a need to do a course correction? And ma'am, I'll come back to you, since EDIP is an enabler, and it's quite open, and a lot of list of devices being added, and it's very heartening to see the startups who have coming out with certain products or device is also getting onto LIMCO or to EDIP scheme. So I think this is the first step to look at it. That question, and also the affordability part, like why are we not getting the choice whether if I want to drive a Mercedes or a Maruti, I am able to get it on a finance. Why not the same when I want to use an assistive device or a technology?
Biggest question is money. Well, funds. You show me the funds. We have the capacity. Alimco has undergone a complete modernization 2.5 years ago. Its manufacturing capacity is 3 times of what it used to be. It has the ability to function on 3-hour shifts. So it is about funds. And because of that, the CSR activities that Alimco is undertaking has increased manifold. And this is a sector that government alone can't do. Disability or empowering people with disabilities is not the job of Ministry of Social Justice alone. It is the job of every ministry and every department. So having said that, we can't still shy away from the responsibility of Government of India, DEPD, to be the torchbearer for this. There are efforts that are going. We have an MOU with ATF Foundation, another panel where I will go and speak. We are opening Sensate centers in our national institutes where startups can come, you use that as a ground to test their devices on the people who visit the national institutes suffering from disabilities. So I invite you as well with your startups. If you want a ground to test your products, it could be still in the prototype stage, it could still be in a stage before you accelerate and take into the market. We will provide you support. You can use our organization to reach out to the larger ecosystem there. It can also be used as a ground to understand the demands, the inherent demands which have not been looked into, and then take it
that's
forward.
Super, ma'am. Still, my second question is not answered. Like
Which is?
the financing part, the affordability. Like you put all this together and there's a
Yes.
product ready.
Yes.
And if the product is about ₹1,00,000,
Yes.
and I want to buy, I can't give that money, but I can pay an EMI of ₹5,000 for
So why not an EMI?
Why not an EMI option or easy pay?
So,
There's
ma'am-
subsidy and there's an EMI. There are two things.
Okay, maybe down the line, DEPWD also takes on that role of getting hold of banking institutions and insurance companies to come in and put that partnership there. But we are also talking about a portal. It's again in a pilot stage, so I won't mention anything. A portal that is going to bridge the demand that is there in the system, inherent demand, and a list of people who are probably high network individuals, organizations wanting to do CSR. It is like a matchmaking, it's like a shadi.com kind of a portal where I have these demands and I need this, and I don't want Alimco's wheelchair. I want New Motion's wheelchair, or I want that smart sports wheelchair, Autowalk. And there is a list of these organizations who say, okay, since the government is in between the person who wants this and I have the money to give, I will go and finance that person.
Also, like Praveen ji is doing so much, so many millions of assistive devices distributed, and it comes only as a criticism. It is never a good feedback you hear to people.
We are very used to in the government to get only the brickbats, not the bouquets.
Ma'am,
We are thick-skinned like that.
That's why we all are together on this panel, ma'am. And also I must acknowledge the fact that that this is in one humble attempt from NCPEDP with support from the Commissioner of Goa's office. And look at the solidarity, like we get Sumit here
Yes.
from Emphasis, and I have my partners from Bajaj who's sitting here. and they're committed. They're committed, and they don't need to sit here to listen to all this. Sometimes, and there is a sense of the responsibility. This is not a CSR where you're trying to feel good at the end of the day. We are being asked so many questions all the time. Where is this money going, Arman? तो ऐसे तुम आओ गोवा. So I'll open the floor for 3 questions.
Yeah, this is Abhishek. Affordability has been discussed. I want to ask about the quality. So we lose a lot of assistive devices because of climate change and disasters. So there's losses and damages of assistive technologies and devices during the disaster. So what about that, because of the quality of the resilience of the assistive devices and technologies? And also, what about the insurance part? I think Arman sir's wheelchair is one of the few assistive devices that is insured. What about the insurance part of that? Thank you.
And as far as Alimco is concerned, we follow all quality norms, and there are 3-tier quality checks. So it's like price for the value for money wala hisab kitab hai. If something is being made for 100 rupees wheelchair, and there is a 500 rupees wheelchair also, 1000. So it's you can play with the material, you can play with the other fabrics, you can play with whatever.
That insurance part has already been started, and maybe in one circular was there from IRDAI for supporting the person with disability, and now we want to expand it to the other areas also, and very shortly we will be having a lot of discussion with different insurance companies also. And actually, if you look at the service provision or provision of product, so we want to have a range of service, like the social justice model, then insurance model, the banking model, the health model, that you go to any health center and you get the assistive product. So we want a multiple, like a cafeteria choice system, where different places would be providing different, and also the open market, where you go and buy based on the recommendation of the professionals.
Hello sir, this is Victor Veeresh from Bangalore, Karnataka. Actually, I want to ask a question and a request also. I hope Alimco people also there here. Sir, this smartphone and all you will provide to students, I think. No, nobody is getting except students in our Karnataka. That smartphones are very low quality, like now also they are getting 3G phones actually. It is already 5G, but students are getting 3G. And one more, this after students, non-students are getting only sticks, only white cane and all. So it should not like that, sir. Every people are getting so many things. Our other disabled friends. Okay, we are very happy for that. We want some these things, sir. Like Daisy player also. Initially, you people were giving, but now also in our Karnataka, people are not getting our blind students. And also stick is not much of cost, sir. They can cane can get anywhere, and very minimal price also. But it should extend, sir. Other devices also need to get. So it's our request on behalf of our Karnataka blind people.
सभी को नमस्ते. मैं अजीत हूँ झारखंड से. 1 मिनट सर, 1 मिनट. मेरा ये सजेशन है दूसरा, कि जितने भी असिस्टिव डिवाइस डिस्ट्रीब्यूट होते हैं जो बियॉन्ड एडिप, जो कोई और अदर एनजीओज डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करते हैं, जैसे और भी बहुत सारे लीडिंग ऑर्गेनाइजेशन जो व्हीलचेयर ट्राइसाइकिल करते हैं, इनको वन गेटवे पे लाना है. क्योंकि सेम पर्सन विद डिसेबिलिटी विद इन 1 मंथ 2-3 व्हीलचेयर ले लेते हैं, क्योंकि ये इंटरगेशन नहीं है एडिप के साथ अदर एजेंसीज का, जो ऑलरेडी बहुत सालों से काम कर रहे हैं. मैं उनका नाम नहीं लूँगा. एक ही सिटी में उनका भी कैंप आ रहा है, 2 दिन पहले 2 दिन एडिप का कैंप आ रहा है, और दोनों जगह से लोग बेनिफिटेड हो रहे हैं. और कई जगहों पे मैंने पर्सनली देखा है कि कई सारे व्हीलचेयर ट्राईसाइकिल्स वो यूज नहीं होते हैं, वो ट्राईसाइकिल्स रिसाइकिल्ड हो जाते हैं, फिर एंड मैन्युफैक्चरर्स पे पास चले जाते हैं. इनके ऊपर कोई स्ट्रॉन्ग विजिल होना चाहिए कि ये मेल प्रैक्टिसेस ना हो. ये बहुत बड़ा इश्यूज़ है. थैंक यू.
बिल्कुल, थैंक यू. बहुत बढ़िया सजेशन है आपका. ओके, yes, please sit down, we'll get the reply. Yeah, sure. Praveen ji? Yeah, yes, the reply is on your way.
Ab- please give me the details, because our mobile phone specifications are very updated and very contemporary and very good. We don't see any problem. The memory is there, the speed is there. Absolutely, I don't know what kind of case you are referring to. We need to look into it before we comment on that. Definitely, we welcome. You can go to our office in Bangalore. You can go to our office in Bangalore. My person will be in touch with you, and we'll see. We'll look into the matter. Whatever issues you have, we will go one by one. But in our Bangalore office, okay.
To end this panel here, I would like to thank each one of my panelists for being so open to ideas and criticism and the thing, and I really appreciate a big round of applause for everybody. I am very hopeful. I think with times ahead, we will have a very different participatory mechanism to access assistive technology for people with disability, which will be more participatory and a choice.